Tonight, a man charged for coughing on police, claiming he has coronavirus. And authorities continue to crack down on those not complying with new regulations.
From our 7 Spencer Golf studios, your nightly news with Louise Hubar begins now.
Good evening. A Victorian man is facing a number of charges after allegedly coughing on Broken Hill police officers, saying he had coronavirus. Our reporter Patrick Reinke has the story.
On Friday evening, police pulled over the Victorian man here on Chloride Street for an RBT. The driver failed the test and was about to be taken to the Broken Hill police station for a breath analysis. But when he got out of his car, it's alleged the man started to walk away.
He commenced to walk away from police and resisted all attempts to get him to stop.
Police say when the officers attempted to physically restrain the man, he claimed he had coronavirus.
At one point he turned back towards the officers, said in as many words, "I've got coronavirus," and then proceeded to cough in the direction of the 2 police officers.
One of the officers then drew and armed their taser due to the man's alleged violent behaviour. He was eventually brought under control and taken to the local station.
He's been charged with low-range PCA, with being disqualified driver, and also with an offence of breaching a ministerial direction under the COVID-19 pandemic.
The man is the first person to be charged with breaching a coronavirus law in Broken Hill.
An offence under the Public Health Act 2010 to cough or spit in the direction of a public official or a health worker. Public official includes anyone performing a law enforcement function, and health worker obviously includes hospital staff, ambulance officers and the like.
The man was granted conditional bail in Dubbo Local Court on Saturday. He will reappear at a later date.
Police are reminding people that hefty fines will be issued for those refusing to abide by the new COVID-19 restrictions. The warning comes following news multiple people across the region have been caught gathering in groups of more than 10.
Authorities are cracking down on locals in our region who are not following the government's coronavirus restrictions, no longer giving out warnings but hefty fines to spread a strong message.
South Australia Police take a very dim view on anyone who breaches these very clear directions that are issued by the State Coordinator to prevent COVID-19 spreading in South Australia.
Recently slapping a group of Whyalla partygoers with a $13,000 fine after finding a large group of people drinking at a Whyalla house just before 11 in the morning last Thursday.
Upon arrival, police located 13 people in the backyard of a Whyalla home. Those people were seen to be drinking and subsequently received expiation notices.
A hefty slap on the wrist for a cause which could have resulted in a scenario much worse.
All 13 people received expiation notices, and that includes the 2 residents and their 11 visitors.
Similarly, police were called to a Main Street home in Port Augusta where a group of 13 people were gathering. 11 of them were issued with a fine after police attended the residents' home 4 times prior, issuing warnings.
In South Australia, for people who disregard and fail to comply with the State Coordinator's directions, that comes with a $1,000 fine plus a victims of crime levy, and any gatherings of 10 people or over are prohibited.
Police doing what they can to help flatten the curve.
Whyalla Police have been very active with regards to compliance checks. So we regularly, in fact daily, conduct many checks on people who have recently returned to South Australia or have other self-isolation obligations.
Police encourage the public to report anyone suspected of breaching self-isolation, crowd gathering and social distancing rules. Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A new coronavirus testing blitz is underway in South Australia. The 2-week-long operation started last Thursday and will continue until the end of the month. COVID clinics around the Spencer Gulf are taking part in the blitz, with the testing criteria now broadened to allow more tests to be done. Anyone with symptoms such as a fever, chills or any flu-like symptoms are urged to either make an appointment with their GP or contact their local clinic to make a booking. SA Health is urging residents to refer to its updated coronavirus heat map in an attempt to share the number of possible cases in each town. Its most recent update shows Whyalla has 5 to 6 cases. Port Lincoln and Port Pirie regional areas show 1 case and Port Augusta City Council areas shows 2. For more information about this heat map, visit the SA Health website. Still to come tonight, millions of dollars invested to help with regional internet access, and a Port Augusta woman dedicates her time to making masks for those in need. Welcome back. Regional communities are welcoming the NBN's recent internet package announcement, saying it couldn't come at a better time. The government initiative is worth $150 million and aims to provide relief to businesses and families who are doing it tough.
Many regional residents are working, educating and entertaining online. Now there's much needed help for families who are lagging behind to get connected.
There's $50 million for low-income families that have children at home, that are educating at home. So this will reduce their connection costs.
Another $50 million will be put towards helping those unable to pay their NBN bill. Business owners in Port Pirie welcoming the news, saying it will relieve stress from an already tough situation.
We just need all the assistance we can get. It's been tough and it's been still tough. We just hope that it doesn't last forever. We can come out the other side stronger than we were previously.
The member for Grey says it's an important necessity for regional residents to keep in touch.
It's a very important thing. Who would have thought that the internet would become significantly even more important virtually overnight? But it is the thing that is keeping your families in touch.
The final $50 million to assist small businesses, with many shutting their doors around the Mid-North region.
We're going to support small business, those that are working from home more so, employees that are working from home. So it'll be really good.
They're also noticing many residents now opting for online shopping.
We've particularly noticed a big influx of sales that are coming across on online sales.
Local businesses and those working from home are encouraged to get online and seek out what they'll now be eligible for.
If you're struggling to pay those accounts at the moment, go to your provider and talk about it.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A 26-year-old driver and her 46-year-old male passenger have been arrested by Port Augusta police following a vehicle stop where police say they uncovered illicit substances. The pair was stopped on the Augusta Highway early Friday morning by police, who then searched the vehicle and found items including methamphetamine and a significant amount of cash. Police then searched the pair's house in Stirling North, seizing further illicit substances. Both were refused bail. Meanwhile, 2 people are due to face court after York Mid-North police allegedly found methamphetamine in their car at the Wallaroo Hospital on Sunday morning. Patrol stopped the vehicle in the car park and conducted a search before locating the drugs. A 43-year-old man and 39-year-old woman were charged with possessing a trafficable amount of drugs. They were bailed to appear in court in late August. A Port Augusta hospitality worker has put her sewing machine to work handcrafting face masks out of donated fabric. Crystal Herms says it makes her feel as though she's giving back to the community during a tough time.
For many, going into public places now can be a daunting task. However, Crystal Herms is hoping she can make life a little easier for some by making fabric face masks.
The shortage of the paper ones that you get at the doctors, this is just something that's available if you want one.
Many people already getting on board her fun creations.
I usually wear one with puppy paws all over it, and the little kids love it, so then they ask for one. But a lot of people have been really kind about it.
And Crystal says it's helping many in need.
In supermarkets, truck drivers have taken them, nurses from here have taken them in Port Augusta. I've even had some care workers work with the disabled take them.
She's already made a couple of 100 masks and says it isn't a quick task.
Probably 2 hours by the time you've got to draw it out, cut it out, stitch it, put it in the right way, and the activation of the charcoal pouches takes a good overnight to cook the charcoal and soak it and make that process all activated.
But says it's something that couldn't be done without community support.
Because the material's all donated. The only thing I pay for is the elastic, and I just like to be able to give something back. So people from Port Augusta have been brilliant.
She says wearing a mask is just one step in important hygiene.
they're thinking more like, it's protecting them. You might still catch something, but at least you're a bit more protected for yourself and protected for the elderly.
And with the masks being made from material, they're reusable.
Throw them in the washing machine, and with the charcoal pouch, there's little instructions that you can just reactivate the charcoal after a week and just keep on using them.
Anyone wanting to collect a mask or to make some themselves can visit Crystal at the Walk-in-a-Box on the Augusta Highway. Laura Milovanovic, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Whyler's Main Street has been lit up with colourful bright lights thanks to this year's lantern competition held on the weekend. Instead of cancelling this year's exhibit, the lanterns were set up in a shop window, allowing locals to drive by and take a look.
This year's lantern display with a twist. Whyler Council coming up with a creative way for locals to still be able to see the artwork while keeping to COVID-19 restrictions.
They look great here in the daylight, but during the weekend we decided that we'd come down and light them up. They'd been just sitting here.
This year's competition inspired by Samaritan College students' participation in last year's Unearth Festival.
Jodie Hopkins, our art teacher there, got some of her students to make some amazing lanterns that we hung in the trees at Ada Ryan Gardens for Unearth in 2019.
After positive feedback from locals, council decided to make it its own colourful event.
Each year we've had a different art competition. We've had posters, we've had banners, we had sculptures the first year, so this year we did lanterns.
This year's competition bringing in a variety of local artists, with entries from a variety of schools, community groups and organisations.
The Whyler Special School, Novita, Whyler High, Whyler Stewart Campus, Community Manu, they all have made some beautiful lanterns. Really awesome work.
The display is on show for a while longer, with plans to light up the lanterns again next Saturday.
So they've all got some source of light, batteries or small solar lights. So a lot of them are little battery operated lights. Came down, turned them all on, looked amazing.
The competition winner will be announced this week. Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us after the break. A Port Augusta nursing home thinks of a creative way to keep its residents in outside contact, and a new mural livens up a Clare Street. Hello again. As restrictions tighten on nursing homes around the region, a Port Augusta home has organised a series of drive-by visits to allow residents to see their loved ones. Dozens of families took advantage of the weekend event, lining up their vehicles at the home, many filled with balloons and handwritten posters.
Smiles and waves at the Norilda Nursing Home in Port Augusta. The residents, surprised, taken outside to see their loved ones.
Just to see all the cars and the streamers, the music from the cars, the happy tears, just everything was beautiful.
The drive-by organised for last Friday morning to help lessen the burden of COVID-19.
We take our ethos of caring for your family like our own very seriously, and so we thought about what's the best way for us to still connect our residents and their loved ones together without them seeing each other face to face.
Cars lining up down the street, eager to see their parents, grandparents and even some great-grandparents. Balloons hanging out of cars and heartfelt signs were just some of the ways families could interact.
You know, just to see the happy tears and the emotions that went on, it's really important. So it's a great way to keep that connection going.
A decision was recently made to restrict all visitor access to the Edenfield Family Care sites amid the pandemic.
There's been a terrible virus that has brought about families not being able to enter our aged care homes, and that has caused a lot of pain for both families and residents because they can't connect with their loved ones.
It's been really hard. Some residents have been married for years and years and they're used to seeing their husbands or their wives, so this was a great way to sort of still see them
The day important for all families to stay in touch.
Everybody, we all thrive on connections with our loved ones, and our residents are no different. And so them not being able to see their families has been very tough for both sides.
The managing director is hoping to see future drive-bys organised in town due to its popularity.
A resounding success, so I really thank everybody for working together to put a smile back on the face of our residents.
Laura Milovanovic, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The final touches have been made on a stunning mural in Clare Valley's Main Street. The piece, created by street artist Jack Fran, is dedicated to celebrating the local wine region.
100 litres of paint brightening these streets.
I just wanted something warm, something vibrant and something to really catch someone's eye.
Residents enjoying watching the bold artwork come to life on the corner of Gleeson Street and Main North Road.
And then I sent them a few designs and they liked it, so there was a bit of back and forth of like changing the design. So this is the end product, yeah.
Graphs are used to create this large-scale project, with local photographers taking progress snaps as the area is transformed. The colours represent a plethora of local primary producers.
Canola, wineries, farming, creation of all different types of produce and things like that, and just something that represents the community as a whole that everyone can connect to.
This art is also helping as the duo work through the Easter period to get this piece picture perfect.
Sometimes it's just helpful to have another set of hands for a job as big as this, which is almost 600 square metres. So yeah, for a one-man team it's pretty overwhelming at times, yeah.
They're hoping it will be a tourism drawcard for the region following difficult times.
Well, I guess it creates a lot of foot traffic for businesses around, as it's like the biggest tourism boost that towns can have. So yeah, it creates a lot of positive energy around the town.
Tourists are encouraged to check out the new piece but follow social distancing regulations.
The virus is over and coronavirus is finished. Come out and see the mural and spend money in the town, get to know people and yeah, just support the local economy because now they need it more than ever, yeah.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
While footy still may be a long way off from kicking off in the Silver City, local players are in for a treat when they finally return to the fields. The multi-million-dollar upgrade of the Jubilee Oval is nearing completion, with league officials excited to show off the extensive work.
There may be no players, but there's still plenty of goals being scored at the Jube.
Construction workers are still deemed essential workers, so work has continued here at Jubilee Oval on this $3 million upgrade.
With the start of the AFL Broken Hill season pushed back to a tentative date of May 30, the redevelopment of the city's home of footy has extra time to take shape. Major works like the new change rooms, bleachers and light towers are all up. Focus has now turned to inside the buildings and the amenities they will have.
We've had the old change rooms here that were built around the Second World War. They've had a complete makeover. They've been stripped bare, they've been painted, new rubber floorings going in, individual showers and toilets, so that has been a real highlight.
The new change rooms are said to be only 2 weeks away from finished, with the whole project just 4 weeks away from completion. The city's female players will enjoy state-of-the-art facilities to an AFL standard. Outside, and the city's cricketers will notice the white picket fence now completely surrounds the playing surface. What is missing are the footy team benches.
The coaches' boxes, which have been sitting there for about 10 years now, we decided that they needed a refresh, so they've been taken out. They'll be powder coated, new perspex put in. We've got a bit of painting to do at the front of the grandstand.
When allowed, volunteers will come in adhering to social distancing guidelines and give the place a touch-up. As for the playing surface,
well, it's 80% better than what it was grand final day, and our curator Peter Johnson's done an outstanding job. Still a few little patches, but even if we get a footy season underway in June or July, we're hoping this ground will look A1.
Patrick Reinke, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us after the break. Britt will join us with the new look weather. Welcome back. Now for a look at the new look weather. Here's Britt Aylen.
Thanks, Louise, and good evening. We saw partly cloudy conditions about the region today, with Port Augusta recording a top of 24 degrees. Taking a look around the grounds, maximums sat mostly in the early to mid-20s, Broken Hill and Port Pirie reaching 23, Whyalla, Woodner and Port Lincoln all 21, Kadina and Adelaide 19. Moving along to tomorrow now with a strong wind warning current for the lower west coast, central coast and south central coast of South Australia. No warnings for the Gulf waters, however, with southerly winds tending southeasterly at 10 to 15 knots. Seas up to 1.5 metres with southwesterly swells below 1 metre. Let's take a look now at the major centres. Mostly sunny at Port Lincoln tomorrow with strong winds expected through the middle of the day. 25 degrees the top there. Cleve mostly sunny with a max of 26. Similar conditions at Woodna, 28 degrees. Whyalla mostly sunny and 28 tomorrow. A sunny day expected at Port Augusta looking at a top of 29 degrees. Kadina with a mostly sunny top of 25. Sunny at Port Pirie tomorrow, 27 the top there. Clare mostly fine with a max of 23. And finally to Broken Hill looking fine with a top of 25 degrees. Looking ahead to Wednesday now, a mostly sunny day forecast about the region with possible morning fog about the mid-north and the lower and eastern Eyre Peninsula. 30 the top for Port Augusta and Woodna. Broken Hill, Whyalla and Port Pirie all 27. Port Lincoln and Kadina both 24. Thursday, partly cloudy in the morning with showers expected about the mid-north, Eyre Peninsula, Flinders and West Coast regions in the afternoon and evening. Possible thunderstorms about southern coastal areas. A top of 28 at Broken Hill, Port Augusta and Woodna 27, Whyalla, Port Pirie and Port Lincoln all 26, Kadina 25. Friday, cloud clearing to a mostly sunny day about the region. Broken Hill looking sunny and 28, Port Augusta 26, Woodna and Port Pirie both 25, Whyalla and Port Lincoln with tops of 23. And Louise, that brings us to the end of our fancy new weather. So what do you think?
Wonderful, like a fresh lick of paint. Thank you for that, Britt. And that's your local news this Monday. Thank you again for joining us. We'll have updates later. Until then, have a lovely and safe evening. Good night.